What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. So Chicago rapper G-Herbo, he made an appearance on the Bag Fuel podcast, right? And he's on the podcast and he's talking about Derrick Rose meaning more to Chicago than Michael Jordan, right? And it's got a lot of folks in uproar. You got people saying Herb he don't know what he's talking about. Herb being disrespectful. Look at Herbo being disrespectful. These young kids disrespectful. You got people saying G-Herbo is out of his mind. But if you're not from Chicago, you're not going to feel what he's talking about. If you from Chicago, I'm not talking about that Chicagoland area stuff. Not the Chicagoland area. Because if you from Naperville, Skokie, Oswego, Gurnee, if you from Downers Grove, if you from Deerfield, you're not going to feel what Herb is talking about, right? But if you from Chicago, 606 in your zip code, you know what he's talking about for real. Derrick, like Allen Iverson, has always represented the common man. He represents the common man in Chicago, man. He does. He's never been above the fray. He's always been of the fray. Michael Jordan has always been above the fray. He ain't never felt like the common man. He ain't never felt like one of us at all, right? And that's just being for real honest. Yes, Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player to ever play, right? Yes, Michael Jordan really made Chicago for real, a real professional sports town. Like he made the Chicago Bulls a respectable name. For real, he made their franchise what it is, 100%, right? But when we're talking about Chicago, like what the city, like who the city really feels for real, is D Rose. Again, if you my father's age, 60 and up and all that, you're not gonna feel this because your ear was not really I'm not gonna say all the people that's 60 and older. Most people that was 60 and older, their ear was not to the street in Chicago like that. When Derrick was in high school, they wasn't paying attention for real unless you just a real Chicago basketball fan, right? You know, when people was looking at Derrick play when Derrick was at Beasley in elementary school, we call it grammar school in Chicago. Right? When he was at Simeon, all eyes was on him. It was clear. He was the best player in the state of Illinois. It was not even close. Right? And when we see Derrick, man, we see a young man coming from Inglewood, baby. You feel me? A young man that was on them CTA buses like we was. A young man that was on the red line like we was. If you on the south side, you on that red line. You out west, you on that blue line. Right? But we see a young man that was on CTA, public transportation, just like us. A young man that was walking to the corner store, getting on 4 chips for $1, just like us in the hood. A young man that was at Murray Park, hooping in the hot summer, hooping in the wintertime. You feel me? A young man that know what a gyro cheeseburger tastes like. That know what 6 wings from Harold's Chicken with extra mild sauce tastes like, extra mild sauce and salt and pepper. A young man that know what a piece of puff tastes like. Derrick is from Chicago. He is Chicago. You feel me? From State Street to Stony Island. From Madison to Michigan. You hear me? From Halsted to Huron. He is Chicago, Illinois. And Michael Jordan, while he is the GOAT and all of that, he's never felt like one of us at all. Pooh coming to the hood. And Michael Jordan don't got to come to the hood at all. He don't. Right? But Derrick, he ain't from these hoods to really know about it for real. Like that, unless he got one of them guys with him. Derrick coming to the hood. He coming to the block. He letting the kids touch his car. Michael Jordan gonna say, get your motherfucking ass back. And don't put your hand on my goddamn car. That's what Mike gonna say. Pooh pulling up, man. Pooh probably signed almost everybody autograph on the neighborhood. He taking pictures with everybody. Mike not doing that. Because Derrick know what it feel like to be poor living in Chicago, man. To be in the hoods of Chicago when the GD's on this block. Monem, the Blackstones on the other block. You feel me? You got to go to school on public transportation. You got to cut through BD neighborhoods, GD neighborhoods, Blackstone neighborhoods. You feel me? You got to go through all these different gangs just to be operating in the city. He know what it's like to not have no heat in your house in the harsh ass winter, using a space heater, using the electric heater. You feel me? He know what it feel like to be here and living amongst this city. And so Derrick, I'm stuttering, I'm sorry, y'all. Derrick feels different. When he made it, a lot of Chicago felt like we made it too. Not that we had his money or anything like that, but Derrick represented us. We saw a boy from Chicago public school winning league MVP. That was like, we couldn't imagine that, man. A Chicago public school kid. Not a kid from the suburban schools from the outskirts somewhere. I ain't trying to diss the suburbs. This Chicago stuff feel different, man, when you born and bred here. I'm on the south side of Chicago, been on the south side all my life until I went to college and when I went to grad school. And even after I got my master's degree, I came back to Chicago, right? But yeah, Derrick, it feels different, man. Like this dude is from Simeon, man. Chicago public school kid and playing for the Chicago Bulls. Giving us the first hope we had since Michael Jordan for real. The most dynamic player we didn't seen since Mike left the city. And it was special to watch. We knew he was special since Simeon. People knew he was special since he was at Beasley. Elementary school, grammar school. On the low end, man. So if Derrick feels different to us, man. Because we know he's connected to us in many ways that Michael Jordan could never be for real. Because he's from here. And this ain't no slight to Mike. This is just facts, bro. Only a person that's 60 years old and up would think different. Now, I know some of y'all gonna pull out that shoe argument. Y'all ain't wearing Derrick Rose shoes. And I'll tell y'all all the time, that shoe argument means nothing. The Jordan shoe is flyed in a motherfucker. Flyed in a Pelican. Yes, the status of Michael Jordan helps to sell the shoe 100%. But these young kids ain't wearing the shoe because Mike the GOAT. They wearing the shoe because it's fly. It's fly as ever. Listen, man, if y'all gonna go that shoe argument, Kyrie Irving's shoe is better than LeBron James. Is Kyrie Irving a better basketball player than LeBron James? Hell no. Right? Kyrie Irving's shoe was better than the Shaquille O'Neal shoe. Is it flyer than is Kyrie Irving a better basketball player than Shaq? Absolutely not. Right? So we can't use just the shoe argument. Yeah, people gonna wear Jordan shoes. They fly. They've been a standard for a long time. But I'm telling y'all, man, the city of Chicago's heartbeat, the heart beats differently for Derrick than it does Mike. Even though Mike made this sports town respected and all of that. But Derrick, man, Pooh feel different, man. He feel like he one of us. He feel like he our cousin. Ain't nobody here could ever tell you they felt like Michael Jordan was our cousin. In no way possible. No way possible that we feel like that was our cousin or family member. But with Derrick, the city protect Derrick like he our family member, our cousin. Bet nothing happened to Derrick here. This whole city will riot. Now, it will for Michael Jordan too. It will. But again, Derrick, he feels different. He feels different. He know what it's like, man. Going to school in them harsh ass winters. At the bus stop. At the red line. You know? He know what it feels like to be here going to Rainbow Beach. Going downtown with a one-day bus pass. Just window shopping. Because you ain't got no money. You just down there trying to see something different in the hood. You get me? Derrick, he know what that is, man. He know what it is to be on them buses and be out here in Chicago and just being and living all through this city. Through the south side in particular, but shout out to the west side too. Shout out to over east, man. There's no real east side of Chicago. It's really the southeast side. But in the hood, we gave the city an east side for real. It's really the southeast side, but you know. Shout out to east side though, the east side by the lake, man. You know? Because I didn't live over east and I didn't live out south my whole life. But over east is out south still, but you know what I mean. I didn't been out south my whole life and lived over east. So yeah, man, Derrick feels near and dear to our heart in a way that Mike really not going to ever feel because he's not from here or cultivated here. You know what I'm saying? Like, Derrick got I think he got a different, Mike loves and appreciates Chicago for sure. Without question. But Derrick got a different love and appreciation for this city, man. This city made him who he is. Just like it made me and every other Chicagoan who we are. It taught us how to move in a room full of lions, tigers, and bears, and vultures. Living in Chicago taught us how to move amongst that. And I'm not saying no other city could do that. But again, we talking about Chicago's love for Derrick. It's authentic. It's pure. Because we know Derrick gonna give us that love back. Derrick gonna take pictures with these babies. He gonna come talk to the kids. We've seen the maturation of Derrick, man. Being a young, shy kid from Chicago public school, not wanting to be in the camera, in the limelight, and then learning how to articulate himself to where he's public speaking all the time and speaks excellently, knows how to express his thoughts extremely well. So we saw him turn from a boy to a man with them Chicago roots all inside of him. You know what I'm saying? Shit, Derrick's wife is from Chicago. She a Chicago girl. She look white, but she mixed though. Half black, half white. Right? But she a Chicago girl. Matter of fact, I think his girl from Inglewood. I think his girl is from Inglewood too. I could be wrong, but I think she is. I think Elena is from Chicago, from Inglewood. She's from Chicago, but I think she's from Inglewood. He got a Chicago love story. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's just it's a whole different type of feeling. I don't think people would understand it unless you from here. You know, so you can't tell Chicago we lying. We don't know what we talking about. Yes, we do. We've been feeling that way about Derrick since the first time we saw Derrick on the cover of Slam magazine at Simeon High School. Chicago felt like we got us one. We got us one, man. And Derrick laid the foundation for the other kids after him to get drafted high. After that, Chicago got motivated. The city of Chicago cried when Derrick got drafted, cried when he got hurt. And the young kids felt motivated to get to another level after they saw him get to the league. We saw Derrick do 1 year at Memphis and went to the league and got drafted by the Bulls. Look how many other kids from Chicago got drafted high after that. We had Anthony Davis, Jabari Parker, Jaleel Okafor. You know what I'm saying? We had all this talent coming from the city. Kendrick Nunn them made it. You know, we had a lot of talent coming after that. And Derrick laid the foundation. He laid the blueprint. Ayo Dosunmu, Taylor Horton Tucker, all these other young kids that came out of Chicago public schools and came to be playing in the league, they was inspired by Derrick, man. They saw what D Rose did and was like, man, he like one of us. He from here. If he can come from these circumstances in the hood, y'all hear Derrick talking about his story, roaches in the house, all of that, you know what I mean? To come from that, come from dealing with the same stuff we dealing with. Going to school every day, you on a bus and all of that. Mugs trying to fight you because you go to a whole nother school on some BS. Mugs trying to press you, whatever, because you from a certain neighborhood where a certain gang is, all of that. Making it through all of this madness, even though the city is beautiful. We got a lot of beautiful stuff here. Sometimes it's beautiful madness. But to elevate above that, to change his family's life, and still we feel like we can touch him. We can, even when he left, got traded, we still feel like when he came back, we could touch him. If you walking down the street and you holler out, poo, poo, he gonna turn his head. He ain't finna just keep on walking and not say nothing to you, acknowledge you. He gonna dap you up or something. He ain't gonna run away from you, tell you get away from him. Now, he not doing that, man. That's a Chicago kid, man, Chicago man. But he a Chicago hood baby, man. That shit feel different, man. You go to the corner store, when you, man, listen, I'm talking, but he know what it feel like to go, to get them damn, them reels from I-57. You know what I'm saying? He know what it is to have your fries drenched in mild sauce. You know what I mean? What? All this stuff, it just feel different eating a piece of puff. Most people don't even know what the hell a piece of puff is. Eating a gyro cheeseburger. What? You know what it is to use? He know what it feel like to use that link card That's our EBT card. But the link card, you know what it is? It feel like, you know what it feel like to use that link card sitting in the aid office with your mama or your grandmama while they trying to make something shake. All of that, that is a different type of feel, man. And you gotta be from here to feel that. If you from the Chicago land area, you're not gonna feel that because that ain't nothing you connected to. You don't, a lot of people that live in the Chicago land area, so a lot of them ain't never lived in a city. So they don't even know what I'm talking about for real. They don't know what it's like to go to Baba. They don't know what it's like to go to Baba's and get that lemonade, man. Go to JJ. Go to Sharks. You get me? Go to Doc's back in the day. Get you a fish witch sandwich. So Derrick, he get all of that. He gets all of that, man. I'm gonna say all type of Chicago stuff. He know what it's like when you go into somebody's hood and you whoop somebody on the court. You gotta get up out of there because people might get mad because you beat them. And so, yeah, he know what them Chicago public school rivalries feel like. Playing in the Red South, having matchups against the Red West. Our cousins on the West Side. You feel me? Yeah, I mean, you know what it's like to go into them hostile territories in Chicago public school and getting it rocking regardless. He know what it's like, man, to probably watching to Channel 19. We always watching Derrick on Channel 19, man, watching them play in high school. Derrick was watching other Chicago high school kids play on Channel 19. He was watching Walleye Cam, people footworking. Derrick was going to school watching people in the circle footworking before school. Mike don't feel no connectivity. That it's just not, it's different, man. Mike was always above the fray, above the common man, and he let you know he was above y'all motherfuckers. Mike let you know, y'all down here, I'm up here, I'm up here. Y'all ass down here. Derrick not gonna let you feel like that, man. Derrick gonna let you know, he gonna let you feel like regardless of how much money he got, he's still one of y'all. Cause y'all watched him grow up, man. Derrick gonna treat you like he one of you one of his cousins. Everybody that I know that interacted with Derrick always had positive remarks about how he treated them with respect and showed them love. I ain't never heard nobody say nothing bad about Derrick at all. And this is a Chicago kid, man. This is a city where everybody got a chip on their shoulder. People rough around the edges. You know, people can talk aggressive. People ain't never said nothing bad about Derrick. Nobody never had no bad experiences with him when they interacted with him in the city. Nothing like that. Nothing. Derrick will probably bring his fly whip out to the hood just so the kids can feel what he like. You know what I mean? To feel that they can make it too. He's teaching kids how to play chess. Young black kids from the hood how to play chess. Took kids from Simeon to Africa. Him and Joakim knowing them, man. Just to let them know it's more to the world than the blocks that we come from. And that, y'all, that feel different. That can make a grown man cry. That type of love can make a grown man feel it, man. The city, we wept like babies when Derrick got hurt. And we wept when he got drafted. We was in awe. We was hollering and yelling when he got drafted because one of us finally made it and he playing for the Chicago Bulls. It's that same shit Isaiah Thomas talk about when he say, man, Derrick Rose lived our dream, all of our dream from Chicago. Isaiah Thomas, Zeke, a Chicago legend who a lot of y'all disrespect because y'all love Michael Jordan so goddamn much. You put disrespect on Zeke's name. Zeke, one of the second greatest point guard to ever live. Yes, better than Steph Curry because Steph Curry is more of a combo guard. He's not a real point guard for real. Isaiah Thomas was always leading the Pistons in scoring and assist. You feel me? And he did that as a little man. Won back-to-back championships in a small market like Detroit, Michigan. Shout out to Detroit basketball. That's our Midwest cousin. Detroit. That's Chicago Midwest cousin. Isaiah Thomas said, man, Derrick Rose lived all our dreams, man. Every Chicago kid wanted to play for the Bulls. And he did it and won the league MVP at 22 years old. his 4th year in the league. 5 years removed from Simeon High School. 5 years removed from Simeon High School. The brother won league MVP. We just was watching him at Simeon. We watched him game John Shire in the state championship. Derrick Rose was part of the Simeon team, that the first Chicago public school team to win back-to-back state titles. That was the Simeon team that Derrick Rose was on with Tim Flowers, who's now the head coach at Simeon High School, man. And I'm saying this as a Morgan Park High School graduate. I went to Morgan Park. Y'all know the Morgan Park Simeon rivalry, the battle of Vincennes Avenue, you feel me? But it's Chicago love, baby. I know it's Chicago love, man. Derrick was part of the first team, the first Chicago public school team to win back-to-back state titles, man. That's a special thing. And then Jabari Parker came and won 4 in a row after him. 4 straight state titles at Simeon. Him and Kendrick Nunn did. You know, so I'm sorry, y'all. I had to give that out. I get that out of, just get that soliloquy up out of me. I'm sorry. But I had to explain what G-Herbo meant and why he ain't being disrespectful. You know, if you from Chicago, you felt every word he's saying. If you from here, you felt everything Pooh's saying, unless you 60 years old and up. If you younger than 60, you had your ear to the street and you was connected to the impact that Derrick Rose had since he was in grammar school, but really since high school for real, officially. You know the impact he had, man. And the impact he still has on this city. To this day. Machiavelli Mills TV, y'all. I'm gone. Peace.